always do that. All right, you know how I am. I'm paranoid that y'all are not gonna hear me again. Just please give me a thumbs up, and I'll get this show started. This is gonna be fun because is another thing that I've never done before. I've just been practicing a little bit offline. Hello, Dan and Datera. I remember you. There's Mr. Dwayne, DSD, the man probably damn near single-handedly responsible for showing me how to do this. I didn't even know how to go live on, on YouTube. I didn't know how to use Chrome, but you have to use Chrome. Once he showed me that, and here I am. So, yeah, I'm going to take my very first random calls, video chats. I've been wanting to do this for a long time. I just wasn't sure how to do it, and I'm still not exactly sure, but I get to play. And I like playing because playing's fun, and I have no idea how this is going to go. I pinned a comment at the top. Once I get started, at first, I'm going to put the link in this description, and I haven't even talked to Dwayne. He might be rolling his eyes like, no, don't do that. But I have no idea how it's going to work. Maybe it'll work. Maybe it won't. Maybe it'll be the first come, first serve. I did put this out on my various other social media, mostly Facebook. As much as I cannot stand Facebook, I do have some friends there that's the only way I can keep up with them. So I've just decided to, keep using it. So maybe I'll be having some of my actual friends that actually know me call me up, and hopefully some of my trolls will be calling in, and they can tell me face to face what a rotten father I am. That's going to be exciting and fun. I think I'm tweaking out a little bit. I've got a new set of headphones that I had to get. They're kind of cheapies. That's why I got this curly Q thing here. But it's just another one of those things I've learned. These are my other ones, but they're open back, and I can hear everything else. But I went and listened to my own podcast the other day, one of them where I was playing some video, and the noise I was hearing here was coming through, and it had an echo. I think I was playing some Amber Turd, and it was echoing. So these are closed back, and I can hear a lot better, but they're a lot hotter. I didn't realize that. And weirdly enough, according to the news here in Florida, South Florida in particular, we are at average temperatures, whereas the rest of the eastern half of the United States is way above. And there's like 3,000 to 10,000 cows dying at a time somewhere in Kansas. Have y'all seen that? Also, yesterday, I was going to go live to stay with my new schedule, my new dedication to try going live every weekday at 8 o'clock, but I didn't. And I was going to talk about something that Dwayne is all too familiar with. He's the one that actually called me and told me about it. And it was about this fella named David Henderson. And I'm not going to talk a whole lot about it because there's not a whole lot that I could really say that hasn't already said, but I will do my handy dandy share screen. Yeah. And yeah. And yeah. And yeah. There. This fella here his name is Eric Carroll. And I don't know him really well. I've talked to him once or twice. Dwayne knows him a lot better than I do, but he's a really he's a good guy, and he's really big into the father's rights push that a lot of us are into. And he is the host of Dad Talk Today. He's done some really interesting interviews. I don't watch him all the time, but he's actually he's broken some major stories, and I'm pretty sure he's the one that broke this one. And this fella right here, this poor guy right here, his name is David. Pretty sure it's Henderson. Yeah, David Henderson. This is out of Tarrant County, Texas. I believe that's the Dallas area. And his son is 14 years old, and his son is in hospice care. Unfortunately, and sadly, been diagnosed to not live very much longer. 1 to 3 weeks. And which is terrible in and of itself, but what makes it even more egregious is he is not allowed as the father since they're divorced, and Texas is the most rotten, corrupt state in family courts in the entire lower 48 that I'm aware of. He's not allowed to have significant, meaningful contact with his son, and it's absolutely devastating and heartbreaking. I was going to go live yesterday and talk about it because the only person I know that's really covering this, that's got a direct line to Mr. Henderson, is Eric Carroll, and they had to delay it for whatever reason. And anyway, I'm putting this up there. When it says over, I'll put the link to Dad Talk Today in the description if you would like to find out what's going on. That's the reason. And the other reason I didn't go live is because in addition to the whatever update was already out there, I got hot yesterday. Yesterday is my second day working out in the sun, and it's kind of receding a little bit today. I do still have my farmer's tan, but it's kind of going away a little bit. And I didn't get sick, but I just didn't feel good. I mean, I wasn't throwing up or anything like that, or no fever. I haven't been sick in over a decade. But I'm old, I guess. I'm not used to being out in heat like that for long periods of time. So I took off today and slept in what little I can sleep in these days. And now, or all day today, I've been thinking about, all the new stuff that I'm going to talk about. And one of them is I think I want to learn how to do callers, take random callers and have no censorship. I don't have I am the circuit board. I am the call screener, and I'm not going to screen any of them. I guess I better give some kind of disclaimer. Obviously, I'm not a licensed anything. I'm not a counselor. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a doctor. I'm not your dad. I'm not your boyfriend. I'm not your husband. I'm just simply a divorced dad from Texas that's been through the ringer and had his ass handed to him on a silver platter that I wound up having to pay for myself anyways, and didn't even get to keep the platter. And I've got some experience how to deal with it. I know some of the things to do, and I certainly know the screw ups that I made and recommend what not to do. So with that out of the way, if I'm able to make this work, I don't even know if it will. And if it doesn't, it doesn't really matter to me. I'm going to have to get my eyes checked and get my glasses. I just haven't had the time or the money to be quite honest with it. Vic W. He's fine. How the fuck is Parker doing, man? He is just fine. And I guess maybe Vic's a new listener. I don't really talk about my kids much, and that was thank you for asking. I guess that was leading up to my next caveat to if I can get this thing to work. You can call in, ask any questions of me, or any questions if you want my advice, my 2 cents, or if you want to chew me out. You feel free to criticize me, ask the hard questions. I don't mind. There are some things that I will not talk about. I will not talk about my kids' personal lives. They're doing great. They've got personal lives. They enjoy not being in the spotlight. They enjoy their privacy, and I respect that. Other than, Parker's a professional horse trainer now. He's doing really well. All my kids are doing well. Other than surface level stuff, I'm not going to talk about them. I can give, stories, fill in, how things were back then, stuff that is already out there that people may or may not even know. I can fill that in, and I will not talk about their relationship with any other person. So other than that, if you want to chit chat a little bit, again, if you want to just say hello or ask what I would do in a certain situation, and if you've got a story that you might, you want to get something off your chest, if you want to talk about, how, whatever you're going through, that's fine. And then we might even get into some jokes later in there. Who knows? So that being said, I'm going to get a few. I saw some. Here's one from Shelly Peel. You are definitely not a rotten father. I've watched videos, and you have done what you needed to do as a father to protect your babies and make sure that they had what they needed. You're a great father. Well, Shelly Peel, thank you very much. You've just stroked my ego, as my critics would say. There's gentle as a dove. I remember you. Need help fighting custody for 11-year-old son. Well, maybe this is just perfect if you want to talk about it in person or on the is this even considered on the air? I don't think it is. It's not radio. It's internet radio, but it's not over airwaves, radio waves. So now I'm going to go to share. Nope. Where'd it go? Oh, invite. Oops. There we go. I'm going to post this in the chat right now. And basically, it's first come, first serve. I don't really know exactly what it looks like on your end, but you'll have a screen similar to mine, and then I'll add you if you can just kind of follow the prompts. From what I can tell, they make it pretty easy. And again, I don't know if this will work or not. I may have to send it individually to people. I really don't know. And then if this doesn't work, if any of my real friends, yeah, sure, Dwayne. Yeah, if you can do that, man. In fact, see if you can copy and paste it if you don't mind. Yeah, thanks. Test it, like click in there or copy and paste it from there, see if it'll work. Is this an SM7B? It is, I think. Yeah, it's a Shure SM7B. I've got another Shure, but I don't know what it's called. It's the other one. Hey, look, he's popped up in there already. So I assume since he's grayed out, Dwayne can't hear me, but he can hear me, but I can't hear him. Now I'm going to press add to stream. Ready?
Hey, can you hear me? Did I do it right?
Oh, man. I pushed the wrong button, though. I wanted to do the little, there we go.
Hey, that's a Roadcaster going.
It's fun to play with, man. And this is so cool because
I still think you're crazy doing this, but whatever.
Why? So it worked. You just clicked on it in the link.
That's right, guys. So if you want to talk to him on camera, click the link that he posted in there. It's going to pop up a Chrome page. It'll ask you to authorize your camera and your microphone. So make sure you do that. Otherwise, he won't be able to hear you. You would be better off if you put headphones on or something, so it eliminates the chance for echo, and you'll be able to jump right in.
Well, we've been talking about doing this together for like almost 2 years now. I wanted to, but I didn't even I had no clue you're going to be able coming on here or not. But thanks, man.
And this isn't real. I mean, this is just because I got people in the house and stuff like that. I figured I'd at least help test it out, make sure that it works.
It works great. Thank you very much. Well, if you can't stay long, I totally understand.
No,
but
I could hang out for a couple minutes if you don't mind, and encourage other people to come in. Now, here's the thing. If you don't mind me saying this, when Caleb posted this earlier, I thought he was out of his effing mind. I'm like, you're gonna do what? Why? So I want to see if somebody really has the cojones. All your haters, because you have a few. Will they actually have the guts to come on here and debate you?
I doubt
live on camera, voice in the whole 9 yards. I mean, now's the time.
I doubt it.
I
want
to. I really.
It's funny. I never see them in the well, I take that back. I'll have trolls in there, but they just post jibber jabber. It's nothing like the real trolls that actually, know or think they know me personally, attack me personally. I never see those in the comment section here. But just as soon as it goes live on my channel, like not live, but as soon as it's active on my channel, I've got at the moment about 3 or 4, a little handful of 3 or 4, maybe 5 that just, I think they have it on notification and they don't even watch that. There's no way they've had time to watch the whole hour and a half, whatever I was on. And they just start shit talk just over and over and over. So,
man, what I just don't understand is I mean, well, I mean, what do you call it? The professional check cashers? What's your thing that you call them?
Proceeds, the professional child support check cashers of America, I guess.
Exactly. But
The one that
no,
squeal
you
when
can
you
hear clanking in
dare,
the background.
when you
But
dare question their life support system, which is cheering support, child support.
cheering. No, I just, man, it's amazing to see people who are just so vicious. It's like, oh, you shouldn't be involved in the, I mean, it's like, seriously, people. I mean, you really think, I mean, what's crazy is these people don't understand that denying a kid access or a relationship with another parent or making it contentious, it hurts them. I mean, it's setting that child up for a harder life. I mean, and it happened to me. I mean, that's what
Well,
happened, when,
another thing that a lot of people, like, speaking of, don't realize is what you and Eric were talking about last night. I watched you and him, but before it was just him and the father, and people y'all were talking, addressing, something had to have happened. Why would there, he has to have something in his past. No, he doesn't necessarily. That's one of the horrible things about family court is it's not like criminal court. You are guilty until proven innocent.
Yeah, and it's but the crazy part about that, Caleb, is that people who haven't been through this cannot fathom that that a parent would deny their child access to their parent for no good reason, right? Just to be spiteful, because who would do that? No one would do that. Right. I mean, so, and until they go through the machine, they don't understand it. So like you said, everyone thinks there has to be a reason. There has to be a reason. And there doesn't.
Well,
I mean,
there could be, realistic reason. If somebody did something horrible, words that we can't even say on here without, unless we get demonetized. But if they had something horrible like that, they wouldn't have 50-50 parenting. They wouldn't have, normal visitation if it was really, really bad.
Well, and I don't know if you caught it, but on David Henderson's story, they had 50-50 custody. He still has 50-50 custody of his terminal son. And the way I understood that whole story is, well, I don't want to say Timmy, but I normally, anyways, whatever, the child was at the hospital doing chemo, and the hospital was very gracious to allow both parents access. And it kind of, from what it sounded like, it irritated mom. So she found an alternative treatment plan, pulled him out of the normal, like 90% successful treatment plan to do an experimental plan. And the father went and fought it and lost. And basically, I mean, he brought in the oncologist, everyone in to, say, hey, we do not recommend this plan. And the court said, yeah, sorry, we're going to side with the mom, so mom can decide the treatment plan. And since dad's not agreeing with mom, we're going to basically take away his medical decision rights, legal rights to make decisions on the medical, so that she has 100%, she can decide whatever she wants to do. And that's, whoops. Uh-oh, did I lose something? My camera
I still
went
hear
out.
you.
It looks like my camera was making mistakes. But you can still hear me. Anyways, I'll try to mess with this, and let me hit start camera again. But anyways, I mean, so that's what so that's what happened. And then that's the reason why he's got limited custody.
Location is her house, right?
And then I don't know if you caught this, but when he went into hospice, mom didn't tell him. Mom did not come along and say, hey, you have this is what's going on with our son. He found out from somebody else. And that's when he started doing the emergency orders and stuff like that. It's like, hey, wait a minute. If our child's dying, I want to have time with him.
Obviously, I don't know what their specific decree is. I know he said theirs is a little bit different from, the modified standard. But if I'm not mistaken, in mine, when it was just the standard, if there's something significant that had to happen, or that happened while the kid got sick, we were ordered to call the other one and let them know, or text them and let them know, no matter what, within a 24 hours or an X amount of time.
Oh, I'm sure legally there's probably notification stuff in their court order. Hey, let me bounce out and bounce back in and see if I can get my camera to come back on. Is that all right if I do that?
Yeah, I've got a couple more people actually hanging around here.
Well, no, that's cool. Then go with them. I mean, I was just kind of jumping on to test and just
thank you very
help
much.
keep it going. So I'll stay in the
Stephen,
background and watch and see what happens.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to take you off here, and then thank you, Dwayne. And then, okay, it didn't crap out. It actually worked. And this is Gentle as a Dove. And if I'm not mistaken, Gentle as a Dove called me in, or text me, or put a comment in here yesterday. My bad. Can you hear me, Gentle as a Dove?
Yes, I can.
Hi, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing well. Congratulations on being the very first person, other than a friend of mine, to actually get on here and talk. So what's on your mind?
Yay. Well, I had actually, of course, I saw Parker and watched all of them. And then I actually saw you with your own show, and you were talking at the time about allowing people to maybe tell their story, not like right now, but on something, and allowing people to call in or something of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
Because I myself have lack of funds. I'm fighting what I believe my ex is a narcissist for my 11-year-old son, and I'm trying to advocate for him, but I'm really not getting anywhere. The judge, I get to say very little, and he's more interested in me dealing with financial stuff. We don't really have any financial stuff to deal with. And I just feel like I'm almost being re-victimized again in court, because there's really, I just don't feel listened to. And I don't know the procedures as much as I try to learn ahead of time. And I just feel kind of lost, and I'm getting worried that, I may end up not being able to advocate for my son.
What is your current? What is your the schedule right now, as far as how much time do you get to see him?
Well, right, I've had my son. My ex, actually, after 23 years of marriage, when my son's 11, when he was 8, he just walked off. And we didn't hear from him until child support caught up with him. And I've allowed him over the last couple of years. I believe he came down, stayed back at our house, and visited his sons. We have older boys too that are aged, and they came in and visited, I think, 4 times, sporadic phone calls, and that's been it over the last 3 years. He's never gone to see his father. He's actually remarried and has a whole new family, and my son doesn't feel comfortable with that. And it's just a whole mess of basically what I want, whatever my son wants. He's very on top of things, and he feels comfortable with visits with my ex down here in Monterey, California, which is where he's born and raised. If he comes down, stays and visits, but he doesn't want to mix in with this family because he's never met the woman or anything. And unfortunately,
he's never met.
Yeah.
Hang on, your son has not met his dad's new wife. Did I hear you correctly?
Yes, sir. And unfortunately, my ex gave my son a phone, and my son brought it to my attention that all of my ex's texts with this woman, even like when we were married, my son was able to see them all and figure out that we didn't have any idea he was seeing this woman before. And he left our place and flew on a plane, whereas he was, he just left with one piece of luggage, like, oh, this is all I'm left with. And then COVID happened. We were very frightened that he may die in the street. I mean, it's just a really crazy scene. So my son read all these texts, even texts like, well, just go down there and basically take him anyways, da da da, which made my son afraid and not like the woman very much. And none of my sons have met her. I have 21 and 23. It sporadically maybe speak to him, but nobody was told anything, or nobody's met this person, anything.
Okay. So your son is currently living with you at the moment?
Yes, and has been. Yes. He's never not been.
And okay. And your concern is you don't mind your son seeing his dad, obviously, right? Did I hear that right?
Yes.
Okay, but the problem is that your son doesn't know his new wife. Is that right?
Yes, not only doesn't know, but now because of reading her personal text, he's slanted against her and doesn't trust the situation. And I
Mm,
also, to be honest, don't trust the situation down there because he's done some kind of crazy things. And nobody really feels comfortable with him, including him going down there. But he has had, like I said, 4 successful. They've been under my roof, but I prefer not to have to be in that situation. So a hotel or whatever else, he's comfortable with that, but he doesn't want to go down and really be bothered with this woman at this point. Now, I don't know if he wants to bring her down or whatever, but the thing is I've explained this to the mediator in the court, and they're just kind of like, actually, my ex is not. They've said he should visit and laid down rules for him because he really doesn't come visit him enough, to take him and all that, and doesn't do anything they say. But when we go to court, they're just like, okay, and they just move forward and don't ever speak about it.
How long after your husband left? How long did he go without seeing your son?
He went 9 months, and he came because my son had an emergency appendectomy. And I did, once he did give his number, I would let him know about things like that. And that's the first time he came down.
And that night, after 9 months of not seeing him, he finally came whenever he had the appendectomy. And how long ago was the appendectomy? A year,
Oh
2
my
years?
goodness. It was about maybe 2 years, because it was 9 months and he's been gone 3 years
Okay, so after
total.
he's gone 9 months, how often does your son go see him now?
My son's never gone seen him, but he has came down a total of 4 times, anywhere from 6 to 3, 4 months in between. Nothing like he's more like a cool uncle or something, as
Okay,
far
gotcha.
as my son feels.
So I'm trying to
Yeah,
get to make sure I understand everything.
correct.
He barely knows him, his own dad. Um, is I can only assume your problem is dad is pushing the issue, wanting him to come down.
I
Is that
can't
right?
hear all of a sudden. I'm sorry, you faded out. I didn't hear the last part of your sentence.
Okay, dad's basically not been around, and then so your
Correct.
concern is he wants your y'all's son to come see him overnight visits and all that, and he's pushing that in court. Am I hearing that correctly?
Yes, he's also like 6 hours away, and my son himself doesn't feel comfortable with it. And neither do I, because he really basically destroyed everything before he did leave, like cars. We were homeless. I mean, it was like a midlife crisis. I'm not sure what happened, but he was very untrustworthy, and took finances away. And I mean, it was really a lot of psychological abuse and financial abuse, and he basically went off to live with an ex rich girlfriend, and doesn't he just recently started, helping out more than like $50 that because I had to get on welfare. I'm a little older and just and have been a stay-at-home mom for 23 years.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's just a very strange situation where what I've studied and looked into it, they say I need not only some type of divorce lawyer, but one that's familiar with high conflict, is what they call it.
Yeah. Eek.
And I've been navigating this myself, and it's very difficult, because when we go to court, I mean, he just says all the right things and acts. I mean, he really comes as a very charming individual,
And
and
you
it
don't feel
kind of makes it
comfortable.
look like I'm just bitter or angry or something, and that's not it at all. I mean, he's done things that are not, like for instance, driving in the car, and we get something makes him unhappy or uncomfortable, and he just drove as fast as he could with me and my children in the car, scaring us to where everyone just shut up, and things of that nature that I don't trust his stability,
Well,
to be honest, and many other things. But
the only thing I know to do, I'm not a wealthy person. I'd love to be able to pay for to get your representation. If you want to leave your email, maybe, or if you've got some kind of fundraiser,
okay,
but the only thing that I
no,
know, yeah, go ahead and give out your whatever contact info you feel comfortable giving out.
okay, my contact is EV Does It. That's my email. It's EVIEDUZIT@iCloud.com. And I've never done any type of fundraiser. I've just really been trying to keep afloat with the economy, take care of my son, and do the court thing.
The only thing I know that I would do, and that's the only way I know to answer questions, what was I do if I was in your situation? It sounds to me like you're backed into a corner, and
Correct.
you have to make a move, and you want to make the best of it. That's where I was back in the Parker movie. I lost every time I got sued. I lost either time or charge more money or both. And the only thing I knew to do at the time was to use
Bad
my
angels or anything.
camera. And
Okay.
if your son absolutely does not want to go, like just absolutely does not want to go,
Hold on.
the only thing I know to do
You're
is
breaking up. I'm trying to find somewhere where you're not.
Oh,
I can't hear him. Goodness gracious.
well,
No, I didn't do anything.
You're
Wait,
breaking
here.
up on,
Let's see. There.
well, you're breaking up on your end as well, so I'm going to let you go, but I'll get you. You can just go back and watch this. I'll just give my recommendation after I get you off there. What I would do, again, is the only thing I know to do, and again, this is just what I would do. Not saying this is what you should do. There's something to think about when you're backed into a corner, and I was backed into a corner. The only thing that I know to do is use your camera, because your camera won't lie. Talk to your son. You got to be honest with him. He's 11. Some things that, the really big adult stuff, don't let him know about, age appropriate. But for the most part, he's 11. He's not dumb. They need to know what's really going on. If he is court ordered to go with the dad, when he comes to pick him up, just simply have your camera rolling and try to stay calm. And if he pushes your buttons, don't yell, don't scream. If he insults you, don't react to it. Just say, ex-husband, he's scared. Come on, try to plead with him. And you basically, if he won't leave your house, then he just won't leave your house. If you physically restrain him back, the courts are probably going to get onto you for that. They may get onto you anyways, but with some of these courts, there's no pleasing them. It's going to be wrong no matter what you do. But definitely have the camera and try to talk reason. At 11, like Parker was 14, he's a lot closer to being an adult than being a child. At 11, I'd say it's a little bit close. It is obviously a little bit closer to being a child, but only you know your son as well as anybody would. You can speak for him, but let him speak for himself as much as possible, and just keep the recording. He'll either see reason, and if he sees the camera, he'll probably tend to behave. Usually they do. They don't always do, but they usually tend to behave. That's another good thing about the camera. Because you just assume if a camera's rolling that anything you say will be seen in front of that judge. So don't say anything and don't behave in any way that you wouldn't be perfectly happy showing a judge. If you're reasoning with him, then he may call the police. I don't know if he's that type of person, but and keep a copy of it. And you don't even necessarily have to publish it. I mean, I didn't want to publish mine at all. I had it for 2 or 3 weeks before I ever published it. I wanted to negotiate in court with it. And you may be able to. He may do something really dumb on camera. You never know. Well, Gentle as a Dove, thank you so very much for being the very first one besides Dwayne. I've had a couple more in here that came in, but they're gone now. Take that one out. I think I saw somebody named Dawn, maybe. There's Ms. Amanda. Amanda's in here, and she is the one of the brand new Whomping Willows, one of the moderators. And I believe I saw somebody named Dawn in the hanging out here, and then one other person, but I don't remember the other one's name. Maybe I need to put out that invite again. Go invite and go, yeah. Yeah, and there. All right, the new link is in there. We'll see if the new link works. So we had 2 people click on one single link. We had Dwayne and Gentle as a Dove were both able to click on one single link and get in at separate times. So this is going to be fun. Tanner Lassiter. Hi, Dad. Happy Father's Day. Not Father's Day, is it? What is today's Friday? Father's Day's coming up, isn't it? Yeah, Sunday, I think. Well, thank you. If you'd like to stay off cam, you can join and not connect your camera. Yes, I believe she's right. Again, we have not done this. Amanda knows more about this than I do. I think if you want to not be on camera, just disable the camera. You'll see it on your end, and you can just talk. At worst case, you can at least try. And Mr. Adam O'Reilly, it is going well. Adam, we're doing brand new stuff. I'm taking random callers from people that I don't even know. Let's see how it goes. New Orleans lady, my first time catching a live. Cool. Did you get a notification, or did you just stumble upon it? Because out of the almost 500,000 subscribers I've got, I'm about quite certain I'm being shadow banned for whatever reason. Maybe it's my own fault. Maybe in the terms of service, YouTube's got this thing where if I don't go on enough or don't put out enough content, they won't acknowledge all the old people and send them notifications. Maybe it's all my fault, but I'd be used to that because in the older days, everything was my fault. I kill me. Dan and Dietrich, you may have seen me in here, but I chickened out. Okay. Well, don't chicken out. I mean, I don't bite. I'm not going to yell at you. I promise. You can come on here and yell at me. I know there's some trolls that would love to. And I won't even yell at them either. But there's Mr. Dwayne again. When you call in, you're in like a green room, and Caleb has to add you. You will start to hear the live show when you connect, so you'll have to mute or close the window you're watching the stream. Okay. I've not been on the other end, so he would know. He would know better than me. But apparently it's not very hard because within like 15 seconds of me posting a link, Dwayne was already on here. So, okay. Hang on. I've got one here named Sad Dad. I'm going to add to this stream. Hello, Sad Dad. You've got your mic muted. Sad Dad, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, what is going on? Hi, Sad Dad.
Well, it's a situation where the other parent is refusing to let the parent see the child. And every time you go to court, it's the mom doesn't have any real reason to hold the child back, but continues to hold time. Like for the summer, you can only get the kid for 5 days out of the week for the whole summer.
Okay.
So what can you do about that? Trying to get more time in the summer.
Oh gosh. Well, first of all, is it more usually when there's conflict, the reason there's orders or agreed orders signed by a judge is when there is a conflict, a disagreement, you always revert back to the orders. Now, what a lot of people don't realize is you have in Texas, for instance, you have a standard order possession schedule. And it's last time I checked, it was first, third, and fifth weekends, and then a month in the summer and Thursdays. And if you agree to that, then y'all both agree, and that's the schedule. However, that's just what you agreed to if there's a conflict. In reality, if mom and dad want to mutually agree to divide up time with the children however they want, I've never seen a judge say that they would object to it. I'm sure there are certain situations, but most judges, even judges that don't like me, I've heard them say you can divide up the time however you want. But if there's a conflict, you have to resort back to what's in the order. Does it state in this parent's order that there's only 5 days that the child can be with the other parent?
Yes, it's an order. It's like 14 days, and the mom refuses to go in and make it to where it's a compromise. We do this day, we do this day. It's and if they do change the days, if it's, say for instance, there's 24 hours in a day,
Mm-hmm.
and she'll say like, okay, I'll give you 3 hours after 24 hours, but you have to give me 3 hours somewhere else. It's always a breaking up of the math in that manner.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just, it's
a day at a time.
Right. It's so bad to where if it's 30 minutes. Okay, well, I'll give you 30 minutes, but you got to give me my 30 minutes back in 4 days, because when you went to court, the attorney that you had, not knowing that all attorneys don't practice family law. So if you get these attorneys that say they can practice, but when it's time to actually go through the case, they change. It's like, oh, you can get this, and that. But when it's time to go to court, well, we might not be able to do this, and we can't do that. So what are you doing?
Always remember, no matter how friendly the attorneys are, unless they're blood kin to you, you can't fully trust them, because their bread and butter requires you or this, you and the ex fight. That's how they make their money. As far as you said, you had 5 days, and then you said 15 days.
Well, it's two different ones. It's two different ones.
Two different kids?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, like I said, to the best of my knowledge, every judge that I've ever heard of, again, you can change it up however you want mutually. Make sure if whoever the parents are, it's more than just verbal. If they're going to be that contentious, whining over 30 minutes here, a couple hours there, and believe me, I've dealt with that too. It's really annoying, but make sure you get it at least in text. Email would be preferable, but at least get in a text that, okay, the child is going to the other parents, which is outside the order, which is okay, but it's outside the order, and here's the permission from the other parent. And that way you've got at least a leg to stand on, and they can't, just come back and flippantly say, he's keeping my child from me or something like that. As far as getting more time, the only way I know to do that is, unfortunately, is to go back to court. Some lawyers will say they can send a letter and attempt to do mediation outside of court. I think that's possible.
Okay. It was nice talking to you. I followed your story for a very long time. And
well, thank you very much.
Very impressed with it, and it's been very,
You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
So I'm just saying,
Okay.
I'm impressed with your story, and I'm happy everything worked out for you and your son.
Okay. Well, I'm happy to talk more if you've got other questions. Again, I don't pretend to be an expert on every single thing, and to be quite honest with you, Sad Dad, I've talked to lots of people on the phone before, like lots and lots of people. I've never done it live like this, and I must admit this is a little different for me. Forgive me for being if I'm seeing a little jerky here or a little awkward. I'm not quite used to this. But
No, you're fine.
if you've got any other questions that or a thing, yeah, have at it. Go right ahead. I'm not in any hurry. So
No, the only thing is just, I guess, is finding the correct attorney. I think that is the hardest part. Like you said, they're all about the money. If you don't get one basically that's not kin to you, and even if they're kin to you, you still gotta be careful because it's still a money game. So the bottom line is getting someone that's, I think, that specializes in what you're looking for. Like the last young lady that just spoke, she said something about a high conflict attorney. Okay, so I'm thinking that's more so what we would have to go with, high conflict.
I've never heard that particular term. It may be.
Oh, okay.
I've heard they in Texas, if I'm not mistaken, it's something like of board certified family law or something like that. High conflict, that's kind of subjective. Everyone or a lot of people think there's high conflict, and then they tell me about it. I go, that ain't high conflict. I can show you high conflict. So, maybe there is an attorney that advertises that they're really good and specialize in super high conflict, but I don't know. And I'll be honest, to find lawyers, you'd think someone like me would know a lot of family court attorneys. I really don't. My very first family court attorney was actually a third grade girlfriend of mine and I hadn't seen her since high school. And I think I found her on MySpace or something. I knew she went to law school and she wound up being my attorney. And my second one, I stumbled upon it because he was friends with my sister. I had no idea, when the Parker stuff happened. And then my third one, which is my current one, I found him because he is my best friend's friend. They went to college together. So it's really, I don't know what the best way to find a good attorney is other than just word of mouth.
Right.
Talk to people in your area. Sometimes people leave reviews, but you don't really online. You can't really trust that. Only thing I don't do is find people in your area, have been divorced and talk to them about it and ask them who they used and what they think of them. That's the only way I know to do it.
Okay. Well, like I said, it was nice talking to you. I'm gonna drop down and continue listening to your live.
Okay. Well, Sad Dad, thanks so much. You just made my day. This is so much fun.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
This is just so cool. Okay, now it says kick from studio. All right, it's cleared up now. Oh my goodness, I feel like the Dave Ramsey of divorce, the divorce world. I've actually made that comment in an old video, like back in 2017 when I got Blaine. I remember saying that. I've always wanted to kind of do this. This is really fun. I hope I'm helping. I really don't know. This is just really new. New Orleans lady, manipulative parenting, as well as manipulative co-parenting, is one of the worst things a child can be put through. These petty parents give no thought as to what they are putting their kids through. That is a mouthful, and that is exactly true. And it is baffling why so many of these parents, mothers and fathers, I might add, do this to these kids. I don't know why they do it, but you're exactly right. It's heartbreaking. Let's see. Hang on just a second. Amanda sent me something here. Okay. She's okay. She's in there. This is a good question, Adam. God dang, I'm so glad you brought that up. Are you going to do a 500,000 subscriber special? I think so. Yeah, I think so. No matter what time of day or night it is, as long as I'm awake. And it should be, if the subscribership stays the way it's been staying, I'd say in the next couple weeks, maybe I'll be rolling over to 500,000 subscribers, which is so strange of why I've only get, like, at the moment 24 people in here right now. I just don't get that many on the lives. But on the plus side is I can the chat doesn't go so fast that I can see most of them. I mean, I can't see for crap, but I mean, it's not just spinning through. So yeah, Adam, if you want to chat in on the special whenever that day comes, I think it'd be fun to have a 500,000 chat and roll over 500,000, like on New Year's, roll over 500,000 subscribers and have all 28 of us witnessing it. Parker is doing fine. Parker's doing fine. For everybody asking that, he's just fine. Adam says he'd call, but it's nearly 2 a.m. Yeah, get some rest. I had my buddy, Bent Axel. It's not his real name. He used to have his real name on his Facebook. We're just Facebook friends. He said, "Hey, mate." He's Australian, and he is 14 hours ahead of me. It's already Saturday over where he's at. And he said he might be able to get through. He's a character. I mean, I've never talked to him in person, but he's a trucker, and y'all think I got a potty mouth. This boy's got a potty mouth, but he's hilarious. And he kind of reminds me of, and I know this is such the white American thing to say, is he reminds me of what's that guy's name? The comedian, the Australian comedian that does the commentary. Here's me commentary on whatever. he's so funny. Well, I might have to put that link back in. Okay. I keep forgetting to do this. Now, copy. And yeah. Enter. There is the new link. If you would like to join me, I'm holy moly 53 minutes in. I'm going to go longer than an hour, I guess, because talking to other people on here is, it's strange how time just flies. I didn't realize. I had no idea. I feel like I just started like 10, 15 minutes. I'm 53 minutes into this. Hello, Notes. Tiffany Finoga, Amanda Franklin. He's a good man. Y'all must be having a side conversation that I don't know what you're talking about. Pin the StreamYard link, Caleb. Might make it easier for people to find it. That's a good idea. If it'll slow down long enough for me to pin it. I almost put myself in timeout. Oops. Well, it won't let me pin it. It gives me the option to block myself. Hey, go block yourself, Caleb, or put myself in timeout. That's all it says. Okay, here it is. There's Tiffany I'm going to add to the stream. All right, Tiffany, you are on. How are you? Can you hear me? I can see your picture, but it was moving, but it's not moving anymore. Yeah, I do have something else pinned up there. Maybe I'll just have to scroll up there to the top. and unpin it. No, I thought I had it pinned when I first went on. Tiffany, can you hear me? On my end, your mic is not muted. It's just not working. I can see your face, but nothing's moving. Okay, they bounced. I had my pinned comment up here, but I can't even see it. It doesn't show me. I don't know why it didn't work. Oh, well, it's not that big a deal. I can just keep putting the link in. I don't mind. She is in a vehicle. Oh, that last caller was in a vehicle. I guess she just had bad service. There's no problem. You can try back. Tiffany. Okay, sorry, your service is bad. Okay, I see. It's okay. Don't worry about it. It happens. I mean, I'm not picky. I'm not upset. I mean, it doesn't bother me at all. I don't know if I have to keep putting. I guess it's already scrolled through. Let me pin it back in there again. Copy. There. Okay, what happens if I push that star next to it? Okay, now I've started. It didn't let me pin it. Put timer and user in timeout or block the user. No, I don't want to block myself. Okay, well, it's starred for now. And then, Tiffany, if you get in a better service area and you can call in, that'd be great. Or if anyone else wants to, that's fine too. Dannon says, I don't have anything specific to talk about today except to tell you that I'm a big fan and supporter. I might call in next time. Okay, that is not a problem, Dannon. Not at all. This is just too much fun. This is so cool. Sometimes I forget. I think I need to turn down my own mic input. I think I'm tweaking out a little bit when I get a little excited. And now I got to turn up my headphones. And since this is the second pair of headphones, I've got it on a separate. Look at me. I did it. I'm going to give myself a round of applause. And I can even fade that out. Turn it off. Turn it back on. That is just so fun. How often will you be doing your lives from Fire Flame? If I get responses like this and people calling in, I enjoy doing this. Hell, I'll do it every damn day. I don't care. This is fun. It gives me, it's fun talking about the stuff that I talk about, but it's like, unless you're real like old, which I'm not old, I'm not that old. Talk to yourself is kind of an old person thing, and I'm not quite that old. It's just nice to have people calling in and talking. It's different. You get to meet all kinds of people. For an introvert, it's really weird that I'm even saying that. Maybe it's fun because I don't have to physically be in the room. I can just talk to people, and I don't know. I just like it. So how often I'm going to do it? I guess, hell, at this point, I'll just do it every damn day because this is fun. If like tomorrow I'm going to be out working in the sun again, and if I get like dehydrated, I may not come on, but yeah, Monday through Friday, hell, today's Friday, tomorrow's Saturday, but no, since this is brand new, I'll just weekdays and nightly at 8 p.m. That'll just be my standard. I'll eventually have to take off some days, but for now, this is like a brand new toy. I just want to play with it. Tiffany Finogle, Kayla, I've been following your story for a long time. I support you 100%. Well, thank you very much. Is that the same Tiffany that was trying to get in here earlier? Living with Lily, what's your job? I'm a subcontract. I can't really talk about it because my the guy I sub through has asked me. He doesn't want to mix into this. I'm a subcontractor. I don't do oil field anymore. Thank the gods. But it is outside work, and I prefer it sometimes. It's just part-time anyway, so I can do it part-time, and then my old ass comes in and getting the air conditioning. Fire Flame, it's great to see you doing your lives. Well, thank you, Fire. It is fun to do these lives. Life of Jeremiah Rios, YouTube star. Oh, hey, okay. How can I go live? Just follow that link that I keep putting in there, Jeremiah. A therapist told me that. Okay. Living with Lily. How are you doing, Lily? I'm on top of the world here. Man, that goes quick. Just scroll up a little bit and you'll see if you want to come on. Okay, here's one from Mandy. Add to the stream. Hello, Mandy. Are you there? Is this the one and only Mandy? You might have to unmute because you are unmuted on my side. Okay, Mandy bounced. Maybe she's just having connection problems. And while I'm waiting until I learn tomorrow, now that I know I can pin it, like Dwayne was saying, tomorrow I'll just pin it right off the bat and it'll just stay. I don't know why the other one, the original pinned one doesn't show up as pinned. When I'm on the back end on the actual YouTube side, I can see the pin, but I can't see the pin here. Oh, private chat. LOL, I'm nervous. Don't know if my mic will work. Oops. Ruh-roh, what did I do? Go back. Okay, now I see it. Oh. Well, try it again. Try your mic again. Shelly Peel. Oh, man, that's from that was from way earlier. Scroll. Dang. Yes, I'm the one trying to get in. Let me try to get this working. I'll tap back in. Please do, Ms. Amanda. That would be great. Crafton Timo. I tried joining in the call, but I don't have headphones right now, and I don't want to make a horrible echo. That's probably a good idea. Good thing headphones are relatively inexpensive, so maybe when you get some headphones, again, I have no plans to stop doing these. This is a lot of fun to me. So if you don't get in today, just maybe get headphones here in a few days or next week or something. Just come on in then. New Orleans lady got cut off. Sorry, LOL. 2 stepkids, they're 2 different women, and could write a book series on the craziness we've been through. I know you can relate. Oh yeah, I sure can. Lives with real people is always a blast. Well, I'm having a blast. Having a big blast. What's the link so I can go live? And you're going. When are you going? Dude, I'm not doing Instagram. If this is the only place I'm going to go live is right here. And it's just look over, just scroll up about 20 or 30 comments. It's got a star by it. As too many comments go by, I'll just occasionally throw it in down at the bottom. The judge believes his lies, never asks for proof. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Gentle as a dove. That's why this thing comes in so handy, because this thing never, ever, ever lies. If you're recording your son not wanting to exit the threshold of your door when his dad comes to get him, I wouldn't be, holding him back or anything. But if he absolutely refuses to cross the threshold, then you just have to point the camera on him and just tell the dad, I'm in a rock and a hard space. He's telling you he doesn't want to go, and I understand you love your son, you want to go, but you got to understand, he's afraid, he doesn't know your new wife, and I do have concerns. Can we please talk this out? Can you maybe invite, I don't know what your situation is exactly, maybe invite them all over for dinner, and if he can get to know him that way, or meet in town at a mutual place somewhere, a public area, and just get to know and just see, that might diffuse some tension somewhere, maybe. Okay, Jeremiah Rios, I'm going to add to the stream.
Oh my gosh.
Hello, Jeremiah. You are on.
Hi, Caleb. Oh my gosh. I'm shaking right now. I'm Jeremiah Rios. You know me on YouTube. Oh my God, I'm shaking.
Okay. Hi, Jeremiah. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Caleb?
Yeah, I'm doing well. I'm getting to talk to complete strangers, and it's fun to me.
Oh my God, it's a pleasure to meet you on here.
Likewise. What's on your mind?
I have a question. I know you posted you know Parker number 5. I see him on your YouTube videos. I've been watching that. Could you tell me about it? I just want to know. I know it's none of my business.
Do I know him? Well, of course I know him. He's my son.
Oh, he's your son? Oh,
Well,
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm Parker's dad.
Oh, okay, I see. I understand.
I can't talk very much about Parker other than I can fill in some blanks on some old stuff that's already public that people may or may not know, but I can't talk about his private life now.
Oh, I understand. I know. I understand. I agree. What was I gonna say? So, when did you start your own channel? I started 2 years ago. My own channel.
Hang on. You're just a little bit loud, and I'm not sure how to turn it down. It's peaking on my end, and I know how to turn the volumes on my side. I don't know how to turn the volumes up and down on your side.
Oh, I got my volume down to 22.
Okay. I started my channel in 2008. I didn't really do a whole lot with it. I've got a couple of silly videos that I made, like really old silly videos, and it never got big until 2013 with the Parker movie. And once the movie hit, it just went crazy.
Oh, I started my channel two years ago. 2 years ago. Well, almost 2 years ago, December 23rd of 2020. So I decided to do videos where I do for fun on my channel,
Okay. What do you do for fun?
For fun, I like to travel to my favorite city. I know you've been to Richmond, Virginia, but my dad always took me there. Like I meet up friends, like hanging out in public, I like to go to the water parks. It's for fun.
Oh, I do remember somebody that was you mentioned Richmond, Virginia. Yeah, I've been there once or twice. By the way, I found the volume.
Yeah, and, I the last time I went there it was April 16th of 2022. It changed a lot. The city changed a lot, and they kept building stuff like new stuff. It changed a lot.
Are they?
Yeah.
So what do you do with your channel now?
I do a lot of things. I list all of my social media down. You know where to. I link all of my social media down. You know where to when people are gonna find me and follow me. All of my social medias. You know.
Like
my channel is called The Life of Jeremiah Rios, YouTuber star. I go by it.
Okay. And how are you enjoying it?
It's going pretty great. Yeah, I like my channel.
And well, how did you come across my channel? How did you find the Parker movie?
Well, the truth is, I checked it out on YouTube and then I watched it and I react. I feel so bad that Parker was so emotional, you know. It's just, it made me so sad. I feel bad for him.
Well, I appreciate that. He's good now. I promise you, he's tough as nails. He's a professional horse trainer.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He find his specialty is breaking colts.
Oh, great. Yeah, I'm
There's
glad to hear it.
pretty much no such thing as a horse wild enough that boy can't tame.
Mm-hmm.
And so I call him. I say boy. He's a grown man. He's taller than I am, but he's absolutely tougher than boot leather with all he's been through. But
Oh, I understand. Yes.
well, Jeremiah, I've got some more people hopping in here, but thanks for calling in and making it on the very first time, my very first show of ever taking live callers. So have a good
You're
day.
welcome, Caleb. Bye, Caleb.
Right, take care.
Take care.
And now I'm gonna. Okay, add to stream. I've got Amy here. Oop, I lost Amy. Let me take that off of there. Oops, I had that other comment up there the entire time. Amy, I don't know what happened, if I just lost your, I might have accidentally hit the wrong button. And if I did, I apologize. If you want to chat back in, let me go do this copy pasty thing again here. And there. And start. Gentle does. I wouldn't guess that you're an introvert. I promise you I am. There's Miss Mandy again. All right, Miss Mandy, are you there? I hear tapping. Just slight tapping.
Can you hear me?
I can. You sound a little muffled, but I can hear you.
I'm having so many technical issues.
There we go. Now I hear you just fine.
I can't hear you. I think you can hear me, but I can't hear you.
I can hear you, but your mic's not muted. Yeah, I hear you just perfectly fine. I figured out how to turn the volume up from y'all calling in. I've got that turned back up.
I think I figured it out. Hang on, let me see. Let me try that. Say something.
It is moi. It is me.
Okay, I can hear you. I just kind of have to put my head to the phone like we're talking.
So what's up, Miss Amanda?
Nothing much. I was seeing some of the comments and I was like, I wanted to weigh in.
How's my comment section for your taste? Have you had to put anybody in the penalty box?
Oh, nobody's been in the penalty box. Not at all. Everybody's been behaving well.
Perfect. Well, maybe my other Whomping Willows have already slammed all the other ones that used to come in there. There used to be some humdingers. Like I said, they weren't really necessarily attacking me that per se. They just type in gobbledygook and just clog up the feed, and so they get booted.
That's funny. I mean, it's not funny, but it is kind of funny.
Oh, it is, because all the Whomping Willows, they're all. I only know one of them personally, and the other two I don't really know personally. I just seen them on here so many times. I felt like I could trust them to be, and
Yeah,
they're funny. Some will boot people, and then they'll make a new one and say, "You're sorry, freaking person booted me out, and I was just asking a question." I was like, I say, "Hey, they criticize me if they start calling my kids names or picking on."
Oh no, that is a line you do not cross.
But if they're just criticizing me, let them through. They're like, "Oh well, shit, sorry, Caleb, I didn't know." I was like, "Yeah, I don't want to censor anybody that's talking crap about me. I'm like ready to invite people to come in, and these normal trolls that come in that just love to just talk mad shit about me. I'm inviting them to come. That's kind of like It's almost exciting to
That's
me.
funny. I mean, one thing I did want to get on here and talk to you about was, I believe it was Gentle as a Dove that was
Mhm,
on.
mhm.
And she was talking about, basically just, going through, what I found to be like narcissistic tendencies, going through with a, husband who is very charming and very believable and easy to dress up and make shiny and look like they've never done anything wrong. And that can be such a hard place to be in because that is the narcissist game. That's what they're the best at. They're the best at getting it all together when they need to in front of authority figures. And I just wanted to send out my love because that's an awful situation to be in, especially when you know the truth of the matter. And I hope that it all works out for you.
Well, I think Gentle as a Dove is she's still in the chat, so I'm sure she'll be able to listen to all this.
Oh, I'm happy,
So
and I hope that it helps. I know it's a
video.
hard situation, but it's one that a lot of us have been in, and anything that we can do.
Well, if you want, you can hang on the line, and I think I've got like 4 people lined up here. I think I can add another person.
Sure.
If you want to.
Yeah. Do
If
you
you
want me to? I'm trying to figure out how to get your audio to come through my headphones because right now it's coming through like a call.
that's on your end. You sound fine on this end. I don't know I don't know what else I can do on this end. Maybe if it's
You're good. I can just hold it to my ear. That's fine. I'll just hold it to my ear.
well,
That's
I'll tell
totally
you what.
cool.
Yeah, just do that, and then if you bounce, and then I see you pop back up. I mean, I can just bring you on. I won't even necessarily say anything if you just want to.
Okay. Perfect. That sounds good.
So, Mandy on the line here is also known as over here is Amanda Franklin, and she is one of my Whomping Willows, one of my moderators. So I'm going to add to this stream Rebel Nazarene. I'm just going to put these up in the order that I see them coming in. And Rebel Nazarene, you're on, but your mic is muted on your end, I think.
Hello, Rebel.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Caleb? How's it going?
Hi, Rebel. I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. I probably don't have anything to talk about related to what the previous callers had to say, but I posted one random comment earlier with the same username, but I'm not sure if you saw it or you ignored it, so I'm not sure if you would even be interested in talking about it.
I probably just missed it. I don't mind if I don't want to, if I don't or can't talk about it, I'll just tell you. It's no big deal. I mean, what is it? What's up?
Yeah, so it's totally not related to like your story or what other people have been talking about, but it's something that I came across. Well, my friend, my friend brought it up to us years ago, but we all kind of, gave him crap for it. But it was something I came across about 2 years ago now, exactly 2 years, because it was the June of 2020.
Okay.
And it's something that's changed my life ever since then. And I'm sure you've heard of this whole theory too. But basically, what I asked in your comment was, I said, how come the oceans are flat? Like, I'm sure you've been to the beach, right?
Oh, yeah. I used to live in a sailboat.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So I said, how come the oceans are flat, but they tell us the Earth is a ball?
Well, because it is. But I mean, yeah, if we're gonna get into, I don't really want to get into flat Earth debates. Not that it's not interesting to me, and I may get into those eventually. I guess since I tell you what, Rebel, I like interesting debates, especially stuff that a lot of people believe that others don't, like religion. I love talking religion. I know it upsets a lot of people because I don't believe the way most people do. Since this is my very first day to do this, and most people that if you have any idea who I am, I'm kind of known as the family court guy.
Yeah.
I'd be happy to talk about. I mean, there's a reason I've got an alien behind me, is because I like talking about crazy shit like that. I just wasn't going to exactly get in. Most people that come here, are going to be wanting to talk about, sort of family court related issues. But are you a flat earther?
That term I think has been sort of weaponized to like kind of turn people off from the whole idea. So I like to say I'm a biblical cosmologist because the Bible does describe the Earth as being a level stationary plane enclosed in a dome. More importantly, and the bigger picture besides the shape of the Earth is the fact that, and I know this is like a super big red pill, and I can hop off because I know you have other callers on here. Is the fact that the concept of outer space, and it's ironic because you have an alien behind you, but the concept of this, infinite, ever expanding, never ending, vacuum of outer space, frankly, I don't believe actually exists in reality. I think it's all just a bunch of CGI.
I can respect that. I mean, I really do. The fact that you don't believe it. I don't know if there's really aliens. And by the way, that's not an alien. That's just a neon sign.
Right. Yeah.
So it's no more symbolic or significant than a Christian's, torture device where they get 2 pieces of wood or the crucifix. It's just a symbol. I mean, I don't know if there's aliens or not. I kind of suspect there probably are, but I don't know for sure.
Yeah. Well, yeah. If you feel, I mean, my interest is like, out there cuckoo kind of stuff, the whole conspiracy deal and, stuff about, I mean, I know with the stuff you've been through, you probably don't
Get out.
trust the government or, any kind of like authority and establishment. I know I saw the way you were, treated by some police officers and those, people of law enforcement. So I know you might have an inherent distrust of people in authority, but you can say maybe,
and the reason is because the keepers of history are always the victors of war. And regardless of what really happened, if you've got a narcissistic prick that actually won the battle, regardless of how unethical it was, if they don't like something bad, even though it's truthful that was written down, they may not record that in history. And if they're king, then that's just how it is. That's why I don't believe necessarily anything and everything that's in a Bible or the Quran or any other historical, old, ancient historical text. I'm not saying it didn't exist. That I'm not saying there wasn't somebody named Jesus Christ that was the most successful activist in all of history. So much that here it is, 2,000 later, we all at least heard of him.
Right.
But that doesn't mean I necessarily believe everything that it says. Talking bushes and snakes, and I mean, I just don't necessarily get in all that. But I tell you what, Rebel, let's. I'm going to post in my community section some different various topics. And just to get an idea, again, I don't know how this is going to morph out. I like this kind of conversation, but I've got like literally 6 other people in here, and
amazing, great.
Since most people know me as like the family court loudmouth, I kind of want to stick to that just for this. But
no problem.
I do genuinely appreciate you calling in because that's a fascinating topic. Because to me, Jesus and aliens, man, you can't get any more fucking crazy than that. It's fun to talk about.
Yeah, I agree, man. Cool.
But thanks for calling in, and I'll talk to you later.
All right, thanks for having me, man. Cheers. Take care.
Bye. Oop. What a pleasant young man.
I'm in here if you can hear me. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I heard you had.
Okay.
You're like yelling at the dog or something. I was like,
I'm sorry. Yes, I was like, get out, dogs.
So I muted you for just a second. Now I've got Lillian in here. Lillian, can you hear me?
Hi, Lillian.
Yes, I can.
Hi, Lillian. What's on your mind?
Okay, I first off want to say that I really respect you for like keeping your kids' lives still private, even though you are live. You're still respecting your kids' privacy by not like talking about their personal lives now. And I think that's really cool and respectful of them.
Well, thank you very much. I really wouldn't have it any other way. I didn't want to make all the other stuff private, but I kind of like with the way that first caller came in. When you're backed into a corner, I was just backed into a corner, and it's out there now. So
yeah. I also don't gotta answer this, but what like kind of started you to really look down on, I guess, the government or police in that general area?
I'm happy to answer that. When my civil rights started being violated routinely, when people that I went to church with my entire life, including some of my own family, turned their back on me,
Yeah.
when my kids were stolen from me, when my son Parker made it blatantly obvious, not only on camera but to Judge Whalen, and they stole him anyways, and they forced him to go back against his will. And when all those jailers that work there in Ector County, who I didn't know directly, but we kind of know people in common, are all these church people, goers, and they held me in jail because they had to get a paycheck. And then when the government came in and stole my bank account after 6 months after I'd won custody of Blaine in 2017, which was 4 years after Parker, they just, you keep getting your ass handed to you on a platter by the people you thought you were and were told your whole life are on your side,
Yeah.
you just start questioning everything. In fact, I've got question everything that's a tattoo on my arm with the all-seeing eye from the $1 bill, and question everything is just a motto that I've learned to live my life by. I
Yeah.
wasn't always like this. I was a back the blue type of Republican, and everything was Jesus all the way. I prayed with my kids, and I just believed it all. And then when you get your heart ripped out of you, it just changed me.
Yeah. Yeah, I find it crazy how, like, we're supposed, like, I'm respectful to police, but they terrify me so much because of, like, you hear of incidents happening and they, like, can change your life in the split of a second.
Or end it. And with
you're
qualified
completely
immunity.
right.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I had a friend whose dog ran out of the house and I went to chase it. And of course, as soon as the dog ran across the street, a sheriff pulled up. And that, like, I started shaking and I was freaking out because this sheriff came up to me and was yelling at me about this dog. And I hear about things all the time where kids get shot or.
Lillian, are you younger? Just
I
out of
am.
curiosity.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Honestly, I totally get where you're coming from, and yes, the police can always change your life in a second, but in a lot of situations, don't be afraid to call if you're in an unsafe situation, like say you're walking home from somewhere and it's nighttime and you're being followed. Just make sure that you call because that's what it's there for, and they will protect you. And I get it. There are some bad cops that just are rotten apples, but it doesn't mean the whole bunch is bad. So if you ever need them, for sure, call.
Yeah, definitely.
And always have your phone on you just in case they don't and they turn on you.
Yeah.
Yes, record them for sure.
Yeah.
And any cop worth the salt will not have a problem in the world with you recording it. If you recall in the park movies, both officers Brandon Spinks and Officer Rocha both told me it was a good thing what I was doing was recording. And for someone like me who's very hard on cops and critical of them, I've got the utmost respect for those two rookie cops, because that is what, if we have to have a police force, and I get it, most people want that. Most people, not everybody, but most people, if we have to have it, though, they're not going away anytime soon. If we must have a police force in that way, I'd much rather have de-escalating peace officers that assess the situation. I had no problem being respectful and courteous to those two young men at all.
Yeah, but when there's cops that are like immediately come into the situation with their guns pulled out and want to use,
usually just reckless.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, a lot of police officers abuse their power, or they will take situations that aren't necessarily dangerous and turn them into very dangerous situations. So
Yeah.
it's always a good idea to have your phone out, because at the end of the day, you have that record. Also, if you're ever in an altercation where there are police officers, you can go to your local sheriff's department or police department and request the body cam footage, which is the little thing they wear on them.
Yeah.
And that will have literally everything that happens from the moment that they see you until they leave. So that way you're totally protected.
All right. Well, thank you.
Of course.
Lillian, thank you for calling in. You're very eloquent.
You
Eloquent.
really are. You seem like a smart young girl.
Thank
So,
you.
Keep at it, and thanks for calling in. Take care.
Thank you.
See you later.
Oh my gosh, she was just absolutely darling. All right,
He
now
was.
I've got Mark Garza. Mark,
Hi, Mark.
you're
Did we scare you?
I
We can't hear you.
I think I was going to be on here.
well. I didn't mean to. I meant to give a little more of an introduction, but for some reason, as soon as I click off on the other one, it instantly kicks it out and moves all these people waiting in line. And as soon as I click what I thought was to remove her, she had already gone, and it said add you. So what's on your mind, Mr. Mark?
Well, honestly, the first time I saw your YouTube channel was that video when your son did not want to go with his mom, and I just remember kept getting recommended. I'm like, my first thought was like, wow.
How long ago was it when you saw it?
Like maybe a year ago when I seen that, and like I'm just like, this is really.
It's
really
very
sad.
interesting.
It's really sad how your own kid does not want to be with you. And I saw that next video when the judge awarded the mom Parker to stay with his mom. It was like, wow. Just
Yeah,
I had a lot of
the man.
Huh?
Parker. That's called Parker versus the Man.
Yeah.
Had you had any kind of experience with the family court like that, or did it just randomly pop up in your feed? Do you normally watch YouTube videos like that?
Sometimes, yeah. I watch a lot of interesting YouTube videos.
The most interesting thing about the Parker video to me was kind of what I was touching on before, is the narcissist angle. If you watch, you can see her go through so many different emotions in that one video. It's anger, it's spite, hatred, all these things, and then all of a sudden, when things aren't going her way, there are the tears. They're oh, I'm just a woman that's just trying.
Very
and
true.
It's very fake. I think the smartest thing Caleb ever did was pick that phone up and start recording.
Yeah, it's always have that phone. It's their word against yours all the time.
Do you carry your phone and prepare to record strange situations you don't feel comfortable in now? Is that something you do regularly, Mark?
I really don't record people, but I see other people record people and put it on YouTube. It's
well, again, like I was telling that other caller, gentle as a dove, just because you get something that
well, sometimes I do it. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. It's perfectly legal, and anybody, you're being recorded anyway, whether it's an individual or Big Brother. I mean, their cameras are everywhere. But just because you get something on camera, like if in a custody situation, doesn't mean you have to publish it.
Yeah.
In fact, I tell people, use that once you've got it, then you can use that as a negotiation tool.
Very true.
In court. So I mean, just hold on to it at first and say, hey, I'd rather deal with this amicably outside of getting World Star and
I was like
stuff involved.
I was like watching that Amber Heard versus Johnny Depp trial.
That was wild, huh?
Goodness.
Yeah, it's really weird how she just cries to get sympathy. I'm just you're not gonna fool anybody. And I like how she turns on her phone. It's like her lawyer was like, did you think you sounded intimidating in that video? Just like all he did was pour himself a glass of wine. How does that feel intimidating?
I know. They asked her, did you feel like you were intimidating in that audio recording? When she's like, I didn't hit you. I don't know what the motion of my actual hand was. And they're like, were you intimidating? No, I was reacting to the violence. What violence? We heard the whole tape. He didn't do anything.
Like I was just laughing at Amber Heard's lawyers. You guys are really screwing this.
Oh, he objected to his own question.
And that was funny.
How can you do that?
Yeah, it's just like, that's your own question. Why are you objecting? I'm just like,
exactly. Man. And then, oh my gosh, Elaine, the woman lawyer, when she was up there, and she's like, I'm trying. I'm like, you look about 50 and you're a lawyer. You should never say that in the courtroom. Like, that should never come out of your mouth.
Did y'all hear that parody? Objection, hearsay.
Yeah. Did you see the one I sent you about the Captain Jack Sparrow? It was great.
Oh,
the one where he was like, I'm going to drink a mega pint.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, you
It's
sent
so
me some
hilarious.
Yeah. I heard that parody, and it was that when he objected to, and Judge Penny said, you just objected to your own question or something.
Oh, she was my favorite. So what did you think, Mark? Just out of curiosity, what did you pull from the trial?
I didn't hear that. What?
Oh, I was just asking your opinion, what you pulled from the trial, how you felt about it, just kind of a general opinion on it.
Well, it's like a wife versus husband sort of thing, you know, just, no, I love Johnny Depp. I've been watching him ever since I was little.
Yeah.
You know, I remember watching Edward Scissorhands with him. What's Eating Go Were great with him.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I never seen Pirates of the Caribbean, but
don't feel bad. I hadn't either.
You know, just, it's a whole mess. She just feels like she's like the victim, the fake tears. It's like, all right, she's doing this to get sympathy, and you know.
Did you notice that when she was crying, there were never any tears? It was just her wiping her face. Like, there were no tears, wiping the face.
It just reminds me of Caleb's like ex-wife and the mom, like how she's like,
oh yeah,
she's crying, trying to get sympathy. And I just remember how he rolled up the window so she won't get in. And I'm like,
that was so
like, I like to press charges. I like to press charges on my son. Yeah, you call her call him your baby, and all of a sudden you're trying to press charges on your own kid.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, I've said this for years. Calling the police on your own child is the worst parenting plan ever.
Yeah, I've seen it happen. Where my experience,
terrible parenting plan.
It's, you know, it's just really sad how, you know, I don't think it's like one of my sisters got the cops called on her, and sometimes it's like, man, this is a mess.
It is, and I definitely think the Johnny Amber thing was a mess. I don't think it was all one-sided, but you know, there was so much overwhelming evidence that she was actually physical. Like, I'm hitting you, I did this to you, I chopped your finger off. Like, it was all that, and there was nothing. If you're recording your spouse because he beats you all the time, where's the recording where he's beating you? Like, that was just my thing, because they were secret. So how could you not have picked that up?
Yeah, I think Johnny really, really made his whole case just by having those few recordings that he had. I could be wrong, but with all the other evidence, even with Kate Moss and all these other people testify, if he hadn't had the actual words coming out of her mouth, holding up that phone, then I just
he was lucky.
I don't think it would have been what we know of it today.
I also feel like it was one of those things where it turned around on her, because I know she was the one that started the recording. So I feel like that just turned around and hit her. Yeah. She recorded him illegally, because in California, it's a two-party consent state. If you record somebody and you don't tell them, that's actually a crime. And that's how the recording started.
Holy moly. So she really literally dug her own grave.
Literally. She had the shovel and everything, the little light.
She just underestimated that man. She really didn't think
she really did.
And he had the cojones to go ahead and do it. Well, Mark, I've got a bunch of other people that want to get in. Have you got any last words? Anything else you want to shout out or say anything?
Just want to say to you guys, hope you stay safe, and I hope you have a good night and a happy Pride Month.
Happy Pride Month. All right.
Happy
thanks,
Pride
man.
Month, Mark.
Take care.
Nice to meet you.
See you later.
All righty, Ms. Mandy. I've got like 3 more in here.
I'm just riding shotgun.
Oops. Yes. Hang on. Edward's coming up next. Let's go to Edward now. Hello, Edward. You are on next. How are you?
Okay, Caleb, how you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm so excited for my very first day of broadcasting superhero school. I just can't believe this is actually working. This is so much fun. So what's going on, man?
Well, no, I don't know if you remember me. I was on one of your chats like several months ago, and I was wondering how the office
Hang on,
and
Edward,
you asked me.
Edward, you broke
Okay,
up and we couldn't hear you.
Try it again.
Am I good now?
We couldn't hear
Hello?
anything before. Am I good now?
Can you hear me good now?
Yes,
That sounds good. Yeah, I think that's right. I think that's good.
Yeah, I remember on a chat, in an open chat forum that you was having the issues with Office of Child Support Enforcement here in Texas. I'm over here in Dallas, and you asked me one time did I want to have a discussion with you? I guess an open discussion with you on one of your chat lines about it. I was wondering if you remembered that.
I remember talking to you talking about when I was inviting people to come to tell a story.
Yeah.
Yeah, I that was kind of the very beginning of what this is today. I didn't know about the software that I've got now. I didn't know I could do that. That part kind of fell through. I had a few people that they wanted to come on, but they don't want to use their name, or they don't want to use this. They wanted everything and be real vague, and then their schedule turned out wasn't my schedule, and vice versa. And now it's just kind of come to a head at pretty much every night at 8:00 I'm available. And so now that I know about this software, that if this is be the prime, even if we can't get through all of your whatever it is you want to talk about tonight, I've got all plans to go through and keep doing this tomorrow, and this is just really fun. So a couple of times you broke up a few more times. It might be better if you wanted to get all of your thought, if you're able to get a better connection on a different time, or we can try it right now if you'd like.
Or we can set up he'll be on at 8, so we can set an appointment if you'd like for you to come on and be like the first guest.
I can do that too, yeah.
That's fine. We can do that. We can set that up.
That sounds great. We'll make it so you're the first guest. It'll start at 8 p.m. and I'll go ahead and write that down for you, Caleb, so you don't forget.
Thank you very much, Dwayne. You didn't have to do that.
All right, Caleb, you take it easy now.
Hey man, thanks for calling in. I do want to hear your story. I'm still getting every other word. So let's get your audio fixed, and she's got you written down. We'll get you. My email is in. What's in the scrolling deal? Email me your info, and then I'm going to set up a different email. That way, Mandy gets it. She gets everything.
Can you say what the email is, so he can get it?
Okay. Yeah, I have an email. Yes.
Yeah, go. Yeah, give it out.
Okay, Caleb's email is crankmycat, just the way it sounds, @gmail.
Yeah,
is that with a K or C?
C on both. Crankmycat.
Okay.
Yep.
It's that little ticker at the bottom. Yeah, it's not a porn site, I promise. I'm a Caterpillar diesel mechanic by trade.
I'm a mechanic by trade too, so I got you.
Perfect. We're going to speak the same language then. Good deal.
This will be a good episode.
Yeah, we'll talk to you tomorrow, man. Thanks.
All right, then you take it easy.
Thanks, Edward.
All right.
That is just too cool.
Yeah, you're going to have a lot of fun tomorrow with him.
On the fly, we've got Edward scheduled of our very first, what I started like several months ago. And like I was telling him, I didn't have this software. I didn't know this was available. So this is going to be fun.
You also had an assistant who's a chicken. So
Well,
I haven't been on here to keep you straight.
well, exactly. I was going to say you're not a chicken at all. You're able to keep a lot of this. I'm terrible with paperwork and scheduling, but
Well,
if
I
it
got
falls
you.
through, if it falls through, it's all your fault then.
All my fault. I'll take it. It's not like I haven't been blamed before.
Okay, next in line is marzipan. I'm going to add marzipan to the stream. Marzipan, you're on, and you are muted on your end, I think. Nope. Wait. Yeah, you're muted on your end. So Marzipan, you're going to have to unmute yourself. Can't unmute your guest because they chose to mute themselves. Well, if we can't hear you and we can't see you, then we cannot communicate.
Marzipan, if you want to jump back in and just go back into the waiting room, if you're doing something, we can bring you back later.
Yeah, I'm just going to stick them off back in the waiting room. And that is, well, I lost a couple, but well, this is just too cool. And then Dwayne over here. Sorry, Dwayne, I have the hardest time multitasking. Usually I can walk and chew gum and that's it. You ask me to do something else. I'm doing good to be able to talk to people and keep my controls and keep the volume right. And then Caleb Leverett, man, it is so awesome you're doing this. It is so great that you are letting people call in. Guys, please support Caleb. Super chats or super LOL. Dwayne is DSD. If y'all don't know, I did several interviews with him in years past. He's the one, again, personally responsible, almost single-handedly for getting me able to do this sort of thing. Even back when I was a sorry drunk, and I'm just so thankful that I'm not now. And you can subscribe to his channel. He is way more professional than am I.
Thank you, Dwayne. You seem so sweet.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and do the invite again. Copy. Yeah. And
You want to talk about something in the meantime?
Yes, ma'am. Have at it. What's on your mind?
You know me, I can do whatever. I've got like 15 plates I'm spinning, so just pick one.
Well, you're multi-talented. I'm not. What's up? What would you prefer?
Let's see. We can talk about Ezra, even though he's crazy, but we can talk about Ezra. We can talk about Johnny, whatever you want.
I think Johnny, as much as I love Johnny, I think it's kind of the natural news cycle. That was like a super news cycle, but I think it's kind of fading out. Yeah, is there anything new on this whack job Ezra Miller?
Oh yeah, another 12-year-old came out against him yesterday, and I believe he has either warrants or something going on in another state. I think it's the state that the 12-year-old lived in. I think it might be an arrest warrant or some kind of warrant like that for inappropriately speaking with her. So,
is he still on the run?
Yep. Nobody knows where he is. He got on Instagram 2 days ago and taunted the police and was like, I'm in another dimension, and just weird stuff like that. And then then he taunted everybody, then deleted his Instagram, and that's when all this stuff came out about the 12-year-old and the warrants and all that.
Well, if you don't know who Ezra Miller is, he's this 29-year-old douche canoe actor who plays the Flash. And I've never seen any of the movies like DC comic stuff. I think, from best of my knowledge, he was in a TV series at first, and then he's literally scheduled. They've already shot the whole film, a brand new Warner Brothers film that's in post-production right now that's scheduled to come out either the end of this year or first of next year. They got like mega millions tied up in this. And one of their lead guys is literally on the run from warrants.
And like the biggest thing about that is Warner Brothers is more screwed than he is. Like at this point, they are completely and totally screwed. Like Fantastic Beasts 3. If you don't remember, Fantastic Beasts 2 was supposed to include Johnny Depp, and they got rid of him to say we are standing against violence. Amber Heard alleged violence, so we're cutting ties. So they did that. They lost a good bit of their fan base because anytime you change a character, that happens. Even though Mads Mikkelsen is a great actor and he took over that role, it gave it bad negative press. And Ezra has been in all of those, and Fantastic Beasts 3 just came out in April. So he has a brand new movie in the theaters right now while he's doing all this. On top of that, The Flash is going to be one of those movies that has like a bunch of different stuff in it. They're bringing Michael Keaton back as Batman. They're bringing all these different Batmans back. They're talking about doing, I think, like a CGI of Adam West that used to play. Yeah,
the OG
him.
Batman.
And like they're going to bring back all these characters, but Ezra Miller plays multiple versions of either the Flash or himself. So there's no way to reshoot this movie. If you reshot, say, Aquaman, and you took a different actress and put her where Amber Heard was, that's 10 to 20 minutes of screen time. They could do that. It's going to be expensive and it would be time consuming. But this kind of project, there's just no way. Like I was reading something earlier that said WB execs were looking at shelving it. And that would be, if they shelve that movie, that
somebody's going to eat that.
Bad.
Somebody's head's going to spin.
Because
people, they get their money one way or another.
Oh yeah, and all these actors have been paid because it's in post-production. You usually get paid after you're done acting and everything's completed.
I wonder if actors have some kind of insurance for stuff like this. If like Warner Brothers can collect, like the anticipated, $250 million or something like that off the insurance company. I have no idea how that works.
I don't think actors do. I think that the corporations do. Because technically, like, if you get into a contract, like, this is a good example. I don't mean to keep bringing up Johnny Depp. I just know too much about him. This is a good example. Like, he had a contract with Warner Brothers for, I think, Fantastic Beasts 3, where he was going to get, like, $32 million. I may be wrong on that number. But they had to pay him, even though he never shot anything, because it was on paper. It was a contract. So if you have a contract, like, it doesn't matter what you do unless there is a clause in your contract that says if your behavior deviates from this, then we can, cancel this contract. So they've
already shot the entire movie though. Like
yep.
Everybody's paid.
I think he's paid. I think he's been paid for. I'm sure he's been paid for Fantastic Beasts, and I feel like he's been paid for The Flash as well.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see how this turns out. See, it's just like you said. It's to me it's weird how just on an allegation they canned Johnny and paid him off in his contract, but this guy's not. Yeah. There's not just allegations. There's video of this dude like choking women.
Hard proof. Yeah, and not only that, but they stood up against violence, and now Amber Heard has been proven violent and been proven an abuser, and she's going to be in a movie. You just put out another movie that has an abuser in it, which was Fantastic Beasts 3. Then you've got another one scheduled, which is The Flash, with an abuser. So it sends a very mixed message for sure, at bare minimum.
I don't know what's going to happen. I think it's going to be interesting to call them out on their hypocrisy.
It will be. I am very interested to see what happens when he's caught, because I do believe he should be jailed. The girl that he is absconding with, if you want to call it that, she is 18, I believe, and her name is Dakota Iron Eyes, and she is a activist. Both of her parents are activists, and that's how he got in. I don't know how exactly I haven't parsed it all, but I think he approached the parents like, hey, I want to help your cause. I'm an ally, yada, yada, yada. And then somehow developed this inappropriate relationship with her while having, a friendly relationship with the family. And now he's completely taken her from her family and they're gone. And I think most parents understand it doesn't matter if your kid is, 13, 18, even 22 in some instances. When you get that fear in your heart because you can't find your baby, God, that's hard. Like it's the hardest emotion to deal with, I feel like, as a parent.
Yeah, and arguably nothing they can really do. But then again, she's part of a Native American tribal court, and they, from what I understand, they've got slightly different laws where
They
the
do.
parents can get involved. I think it's really dangerous that her mother is actually on Twitter asking where she's at and tagging both Ezra Miller and Warner Brothers in the tweets. Like that
I would
gets
be doing that. I'll
that'd
be
be
totally honest with you, Caleb. If somebody had my baby, I would be screaming from the mountains at whoever I could. Like
I'm just saying.
if I could get Warner Brothers on the phone, they get an earful.
Well, I know, but people have tried that, and I just can't help but, my political mind thinks of, I hope she doesn't get Clintoned, because
What do you mean?
Hillary Clinton's, well, she's got like 54 close friends that have now mysteriously all committed suicide.
Oh goodness. Yeah,
Yeah.
no. I hope that doesn't happen. But that seems to follow them around. Lots of people in their circle, even Jeffrey Epstein.
Who did not kill himself, by the way.
I know, right?
Well,
they're like he had a Tic Tac and a shoelace and he killed himself.
Yeah, isn't it strange how that happened? And what's her name? What was his girlfriend's name?
Shoot, I can't remember.
Ghislaine
Maxwell.
Ghislaine Maxwell, yeah. She's been convicted of doing the things that we can't say the words on here. And yet none of the people that were hiring Jeffrey to do these things, we don't know who any of them are. It's just so funny how that just keeps getting covered up.
I think she saw that Jeffrey got it, and she knew that he was going to roll on everybody, and she was like, I can't. I'm just going to have to take my punishment to the chin, because if I don't, they're going to take care of me.
Because that's what happens. That's the real world.
Unfortunately. Do we have anybody waiting?
Well, I had one, and
here, I'm going to go into the chat and just see if anybody's active.
Well, I've just put out the good grief. I'm almost in 2 hours. How long am I supposed to do this? I just put the link out in there.
You can do it as long as you want, I think. I'll have to go shortly, but you can do it as long as you want, I think.
Yeah, I didn't plan on going this long. I may have to go ahead and just cut this short on at. Well, yeah, I think I'm just going to go ahead and do that. We're going to cut it short at the 2 hour mark. But thank you so much, Miss Mandy, for coming on and help me with this. And Dwayne, this is a real treat. This is a lot of fun. There's half a dozen people that got through in today, and this is so much fun to me. I look forward to this.
I had a great time too.
I'm going to be all right. I'll go ahead and let you go. I'll holler at you here in a bit.
Okay, sounds great.
This has been a real treat for me. I was not expecting this. Usually when I try something new, it fails epically, but this worked out way, way better than I expected. For now, I'm going to go ahead. I have plans. I'll be on tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. If anyone, hang on. We've already got Edward coming on for sure tomorrow. But in general, Monday through Friday, I have every plan in the world to just be on this channel at 8 o'clock, and we'll go for an hour or two. Maybe some days we'll go 3. Again, I just wasn't fully prepared to go. I had no idea this was going to turn out this well, but thank you for everybody for the super chats. Dwayne for the help. It's just, y'all go, if you don't mind, subscribe to Dwayne. He's him and Hayden are the only 2 YouTube channels that are in my recommended somewhere on my channel. He's helped me out a whole lot on the YouTubing stuff. So anyway, thanks so much. And I will see y'all mañana. Please don't hit your cheerings. Take care. Bye.